Good morning, kindergarten. Grab your 2D packet, and that's what we're going to work on today. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk about something that was in the book we read yesterday. It was a word called quadrilateral, and it was the first shape that the triangle wanted to turn into when he was a three-sided shape, which is a triangle, and then he turned into a quadrilateral, which is a four-sided shape. So the word quad at the very beginning is what gives it that reason that it's four sides. So I wanted to show you some other things that also mean four. So we have our quadricep muscles. So there are four muscles from our knee to our hip, I guess, that are four muscles. That's our quadricep muscles. So
no, isn't it from knee? Yeah, knee to hip.
From the knee
right.
to hip, yeah. And so I know it's hard to tell on this picture.
Yeah,
but
they
I
have a
couldn't
skinny
find
leg.
any other ones. I know they do. And then there's a quad bike. It's called a quad because it has four wheels. Then we have the quadrant, which you will see later in math, where you write these are all the positive numbers, negative numbers, and it gets to there. So this is some big. So 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants. Then you have a quadrangle. At a school, it's called the quad. But when you get into middle school and high school, you'll see that it has this one was a rectangle, and it's got four sides. So that's the quad where you hang out. And then you have quadruplets. We have in our class twins, which is 2, but a mom can have 4 babies in their belly, and they're called quadruplets. And then, of course, quadruped, sorry. And it's an animal that walks on 4 legs. So of course I had to use a picture of tracker. So if you can think of anything else that has the word quad in front, that means that there are 4. So let's look at our shapes that are up here on the wall and find out which of them are quadrilateral. So I know there's 4 of them because I'm in the way. I have 4. So looking at all of our shapes, I'm going to review them again. Triangle, circle, oval, and you can say them out loud as we do it too. Rectangle, square, rhombus, trapezoid, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, or octagon. Which ones have 4 sides that we can call a quadrilateral? Such a big word. Try saying it again. Quadrilateral. All right, if you said, I know the first one you're all going to say is a square, you are correct. A square is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. Can you think of another one? I'm hoping maybe you all said rectangle. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. I can't hear you, so I'm going to guess the next one that you see. You might have said a diamond, but remember I told you the big fancy word is a rhombus. It also has 4 sides. And then there's one more over here, 4 sides, called a trapezoid. So there we have, look at that, 4 shapes that are quadrilaterals. So we'll be maybe throwing this word in there a little bit. So look around your house, see if you can find things that are quadrilaterals. All right, nice big word to start our math packet out with. Because the things that in our math packet are pretty, at the beginning are pretty, I won't say easy, but tracing and drawing is a good thing to know when you're drawing shapes because it'll help with your drawing. So these first few pages you just do on your own if you haven't finished them. Work on them as you do. It'll be a good spring break activity if you haven't got those done. So we're going to skip on to this one that says color and trace. It's just some fun things. They're 2D shapes. As you color them, I'd like us to do a little bit more. Look for these shapes somewhere in your house or how you can make them. Maybe you can make them with your body. For example, the triangle in the book, they made a triangle with their arm on their hip. So
triangle pose in yoga.
Oh, see, yoga. Find some yoga poses that make these. Maybe you can use your siblings or your parents to make a big triangle on the floor or a square. So not just coloring and tracing, move around, look for them. You can, on the back of this, you can write some of the things that you did or you could draw a picture using all of these shapes. So your choice on how you want to do this, but I do want you to color and trace. That's the easy part. The fun part is finding these shapes in your world. Probably the hardest one would be a pentagon and hexagon, but maybe not. Maybe you have those shapes somewhere. You might have to look in things or look online and say, what's things that are the shape of a hexagon? So be on the lookout on a search. And then the same thing, we're going to do this page as well. It's cutting and pasting. So you're going to trace, you're going to paste the shape, so you'll cut these out, and then you're going to draw it. And that is, I bet the hardest one will be the hexagon that has 6 sides. I had to think about it. I had to count the sides real quick to make sure that's what it was. So those are your things. Enjoy looking for shapes. Go on a shape hunt inside the house, outside when you're playing, and just find all those things. And we'll see you next time.